Well, rip me out the hell, man. I've been acting brand new. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. I am Anthony Clarissa, the Travel Inducer. For some of you who already know us, that we are in the RV community. We've been RVing for the last 3 years. We've really enjoyed it, and we'll continue on our journey of joining the RV community. Upon joining the RV community, we run into some great, lovely, wonderful people. We haven't really met a stranger in, and we love it. So we expanded our horizon, if you would, and joined the Harley Davidson community this past March. We were in Mesa, Arizona for the winter, and we purchased motorcycles. The company we dealt with was Desert Wind in Mesa, Arizona. And I can tell you, we bought the motorcycle. It was a great thrill. It was almost like having, a kid or whatever. We were so excited. The sales process went really good, and they were really um, helpful. I tell you, from the sales to the delivery of the bikes to getting the bikes delivered to Atlanta, things have fallen completely apart for us. We bought motorcycles again in March of 2023. We rode the bikes home. We rode the bikes to the dealership, had them delivered per our agreement by the dealership. They paid for, the delivery process. Took them about a month and a half, almost 2 months to deliver the bikes, which was to be expected. Adam did a great job of explaining how the process worked. And so there's three companies involved with the situation that we're having. That's Atlanta Harley, that is Hall Bikes, and that's Desert Wind in Mesa, Arizona. Now, in my opinion, I think with the situation that's going on, Desert Wind is overall responsible for what has taken place. And here's what happened. Again, we bought the bikes. They were delivered to Atlanta Harley by Hall Bikes. We purchased the bikes brand new. Each one of the bikes had 6 miles on them each when we pulled them out of the from the dealership when we did the closing paperwork and took delivery of the bike. We rode the bikes home. My wife had her bike a total of a few days longer than I did have in mind, because we have two bikes, but we bought three bikes. And we don't have, three bikes. We only have two bikes, but there was a buy and trade on my first bike. I got a bike that I really didn't. That's not what I picked out. They gave me a 107, a black 107. I actually wanted the haze gray um, 114 special, and so I took the bike back. So on that day that we picked up the bikes, it rained in Arizona, and then I had to work, so the bikes were just at home park. We took the bikes back up to um, Desert Wind for them to deliver it on Sunday. We originally closed the deal, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. We had them for the week through up till Sunday. And Sunday is when we delivered them back for them to start the process of getting the bikes transported. Well, when we took the bikes there, we had roughly, 20 miles, 38 miles on each one of the bikes. And so through the process, they, I think Hall Bikes did a pretty good job of sending us emails, letting us know where the bike was. Well, we went out to Atlanta Harley to pick up our bikes, because they arrived in Atlanta on, I think it was May the 1st is the day that they arrived in Atlanta. We didn't actually get out there to pick them up until the 5th, because we were out of town. And so we pick up the bikes, and I turned my bike on. And the first thing I noticed is that I was low on gas. So when we dropped our bikes off to Atlanta Harley, they were still full because we hadn't ridden the bike. But when we picked them up from Atlanta Harley, I had a quarter tank of gas in my motorcycle, and that alerted me. And my wife is over there yelling at me at that point in time, saying, babe, my bike has got over 100 miles on it. My bike's got 168 miles on it, or 188. I think it was 188 miles. And it was like, wow. I looked down at my bike, and I had 162 miles. So the day that we picked them up from Atlanta Harley, it was late in the evening, so we were like the last people there. They were ripping bikes in and out, and so they were already closed, so I couldn't talk to them. And so, Arizona's on a different time zone, so I immediately picked up the phone and called them. I couldn't reach anybody. I couldn't reach Adam. I didn't know TC. I didn't know who to talk to. So I left a message for them to call me back. They never did. I continued to call, and finally, and so going back to, we picked up the bikes on a Friday. So finally Monday, I was able to get in contact with someone and talk to them. And they put me in contact with a gentleman named TC. I explained to TC that we got the bikes and they had over 100 miles on, added to the bike that we didn't put on the bikes, and we wanted to know what happened. And if you know anything about, um, you know, getting motorcycles and cars and anything, you have that little break-in period. So that was my major concern. A major concern is that I don't know who rode my bike and how they rode them. So TC agreed that we would get the bikes in and get them checked out, and then they would do, some sort of compensation. They'll take care of us. He was apologetic, and we talked, about it, intensely and exclusively about, how would he feel and anybody else. TC explained, hey, if someone had put 5 miles on my bike, I would be livid, let alone 100 miles. So I don't want to go, all in a tangent about all the things that took place. But what I want to let you guys know is that no one has taken care of us. Our bikes still are in a situation where um, Atlanta Harley has offered to do service at a discount. Desert Wind is not taking any responsibilities for the bikes whatsoever. They're saying, "Hey, you take it up with the haul company." We don't even know the haul company; they hired them, and so we're at this place right now to where we're asking for help. I would like for you guys to comment on this situation because they rode our bikes. Someone rode our bikes. I don't know exactly who it was. Put over 100 miles on it, and we're kind of, stuck between them. We've been generous and we've tried to work with them. I haven't been outlandish or anything about them riding the back, but I feel like we should have been taken care of, some type of compensation during the time that that they were going to look at the bikes. I asked them for details on what does it entail when you're looking at the bike. And Atlanta Harley explained to me, oh, we're just going to look at it. I mean, like, literally, we're just going to look at it, make sure there's no physical damage. We'll look to see if there's any leaks or anything, and then we'll take pictures and get the miles of it and give you your bike back. But what about the internal side of it? Am I going to have problems with our bikes later on? So at that point in time, I asked them about the mileage on it, as far as where we are in miles at this point in time, because we picked up the bikes, we rode them home, and then we were in the mountains at that point in time. We rode them up to the mountains. I said, we're kind of approaching the 800-mile mark. I said, can we get an oil change? They were agreeing upon that. Well, we decided to go with the oil change because it was going to be a more detailed service. They will actually dive into more of the engine, checking the clutch and those things, which to me it just made more sense instead of just having someone do a visual look at the bikes. Well, we did get an oil change, but we paid for it out of pocket because we bought the VIP program. So they took our VIP program and that paid for the oil change. I bought grips because my wife and I referred a friend in Mason, so they gave us $100 gift card. We did not receive anything from them. So guys, not to keep going on and rambling on and take you down a road that we can't get, that's going to be just out there. All I'm asking for is for some help, some suggestions, some comments where we bought bikes from a dealership. Someone rode our bike, put 100 miles on it. What should we be asking for? What should we be expecting in this situation as a whole? We got two dealerships, which are sister dealerships, and then we got a company that transported the bikes. And again, someone rode them. It wasn't us. We didn't put the miles on it. I feel like there should be some type of um, compensation, some consideration, some customer service, something involved. But and personally, because we dealt with Desert Wind, that's who I'm holding ultimately responsible for the situation. And at this point in time, they've opted out of doing anything for us. Per the last conversation I had with TC, they feel like they've done enough, and they really haven't done anything. And so, again, please comment, 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 comment. Please let us know what you think. Thank you. We are the Traveling Deuces signing out.